10 is crazy.
And we're recording.
This is actually the first pod that Sophia's never been in. It's
That's
usually
a
me
surprise.
who takes the back seat.
Okay, so you haven't been in a couple of the pods.
Probably like half a dozen at this point.
Who was in the pod?
Her siblings.
Right.
Yeah. They'll hit it up.
But you had to take them down. Those are all the illegal videos.
Yeah.
now.
Well, we put them back up. We waited
You
a
put
few
'em back
weeks,
up.
and then we reinstituted.
I see.
Yeah.
Because the aunt was
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Whoops.
Well, wait, but it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to be
To be reinvited, like
to
our
be
literally
reinvited.
only guest who comes on.
I'm the only guest who ever's been on your podcast, who will ever be the only one deserving.
Yeah, of the title.
So I'm feeling happy and healthy.
That's
I'm
good.
feeling
Hot?
hot.
Oh, an Amazon thing just came up. You're
Me-
feeling hot.
Yeah.
Why? What is making you feel hot?
Okay. There are a couple avenues I could go with this. I
Uh-huh.
could be genuine,
Right.
or I could talk about my health issues, or I could try to crack some joke.
Well, what are your health issues?
Well, I always get very hot.
Oh, sure, in the face.
I used to get in the face.
Yeah.
I used to get hot flashes during video gaming, video gaming sessions.
yeah.
I would call it hot butt, and I would
You would get hot butt. I'd get hot pit.
you'd get hot bits.
Yeah.
Hot hands, sweat
Right.
all over the controllers, and then your buddies would degrade you.
Oh,
for,
yeah.
no, not
And
really.
my body.
But I would always feel bad. I would be wiping it on my shirt before I gave it over to them. But as
Oh, I
you know,
have a
you don't want them to
you've
notice.
unlocked an awful memory. Which is, I remember we used to have these like schools used to do for Mayday was big in Hawaii, I
Oh.
guess.
What is Mayday?
Mayday is lay day.
What is Lay Day?
I forgot the history completely, but I think
Okay.
it's May 1st is
Sure.
May Day.
You're right.
I have no context of
Is
the
it like
history.
a Veterans
You've just
Day kind of
unlocked the
thing?
memory. I think it has something to do with the monarchy. Could be making
Oh,
this up.
it's a Hawaiian monarchy thing.
I think that's what we did.
It's about Princess
Liliuokalani.
Liliuokalani.
Or Poco Bay.
I was gonna say Mononoke. Ghibli Sepadabi.
Sipadabi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huma Huma Numa
Nuku-
Numa
Numa.
Bahuna Who.
I forgot the fish.
Yeah.
I've seen them swimming around though.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're about.
Oh, that's cool.
If you know where to look.
I thought you didn't get in the ocean much as a kid.
No.
Yeah.
But you would occasionally go snorkeling. And there are a
Okay.
couple reefs where they lurk.
I like a good snorkel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you ever?
I snorkeled in Hawaii once.
There you go.
And I don't know where my father found this beach. I feel like I might have
Oh.
told this story on the podcast.
I don't
But
think so.
Did I tell ocean stories?
I
when
don't
was
think we
here?
delve far into oceans,
Okay. Well, I swam
which I'm
at
a fan of. I love
at
oceans.
a beach in I think Oahu
Mm-hmm.
that was like off a hiking trail, so
Right.
it wasn't like it was technically public, but you kind of had to. I don't know.
You have to know.
It's kind of hidden away. There was an odd pyramid of destroyed Barbies on the way there. That was strange.
Wow.
Of like coconuts and Barbie heads.
Oh, that's weird.
yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, what?
But then we got to this very secluded beach, in a little
Oh.
cove, a little inlet.
Yeah.
This was Oahu, and we snorkeled out there with the pops, and
He
the
kept you
other
safe?
with the bros. Yeah, he kept me safe, and we were out there, and there wasn't a reef, but what there was, it got pretty deep out in the cove,
Oh.
and then a pod of dolphins.
Holy
came through,
shit.
Wild delfinos.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, they came through and they were swimming underneath
That's
us.
crazy. I've never seen dolphinos.
What?
In the lurking around the ocean.
You've seen them in the distance. I've
seen them
in the
before.
distance.
There's also a hotel that keeps them captive, so I've seen them there.
Sure, I've seen the captive ones
Yeah.
as well. At those zoos, those
Yeah.
sick
Those
zoos.
hotel zoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a pod of wild dolphinos swimming
Oh.
beneath myself and my pops, and he said, don't do this. I said, oh, what's going on? And then he took off his life vest and he gave it to me. And he swam down as far as he could go to touch the delfinos.
Wow.
And he claims that he brushed one.
He got
with
a brush.
with his finger.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
That's pretty great.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I was above. And I was actually, you know what? I think he might have given me the option to go down, but I was kind of a nervous kid when it came to real situations.
Yeah.
So we...
I'd have to be pushed to do something like that. If you gave me the option, I would not do it.
We were talking about Mayday, but I have more ocean stories.
Ocean stories are great.
But
I mean,
first,
we could always circle back.
Lay me down on Mayday.
Yes. So I mean, you connected a sore spot of my youth, which was you would always walk out with a partner for Mayday because it would invoke a dance, and the parents would come to this so-called celebration.
Okay. Was there a dance that you had learned in class or something?
Yes.
Okay.
A little
That's like an
hula.
Eastern European thing.
A little hula dance.
It's always like a traditional dance in places that have real culture.
Yeah. So you would walk out 2 by 2, boy and girl.
Of course.
And always the
At what
big
age?
deal would be from a young age, from like fourth
once
grade.
Once a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I remember from 4th grade, you would start going hand in hand. Like,
okay.
So it was always like, who are you gonna,
partner up with?
I mean, like, who's it gonna be?
Right.
So it was always a very nerve-wracking and exciting time to be a young 4th grade boy. So I remember I'm trying to remember her name. Oh, but I can see her face so clearly. I probably I won't say her name, but I remember I was so excited because she was
it Princess Mononoke?
Okay.
Huma Huma. Puma Puma.
No, I don't think she wasn't a native.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't mean to disparage.
No, this is fine. You're learning, and that's what matters.
Those beautiful Hawaiian people.
Yeah.
I don't mean to make fun.
Of course
of
not.
the two names that I know.
I know. That you remotely know.
Princess Mononoke.
Yeah. The Hawaiian
Hawaiian princess.
Yeah. A Hawaiian princess.
Got a lot of wolves. Got a lot of big wolves in Hawaii. Anyhow, Mayday, you bring out the girl. She's coming out. Every once a year, it's always a big deal. You're embarrassed because...
I was quite excited.
Oh, my God. Oh, you're excited.
Well, because it was...
Your nose starts to bleed.
Kind of a cutie girl.
Because she was such a cutie.
Yeah.
You were overwhelmed with passion.
Yes,
and excitement. You took her around the hips.
I didn't touch her hips.
I said, it's time to hula, baby. It's time for my Mr. Mayday hula time.
It's a Mayday surprise.
Yeah. You gave her.
Are you ready?
You gave her your Mayday surprise.
Yeah, baby.
Wow, Aaron, this is quite the tale.
Holy shit. 4th grade Aaron.
This must be a deep memory.
Yeah. No. But we were walking out, and I think the idea was you would go arm in arm, so you would grab. So if you were a girl, you would grab the arm of the boy, and she got a load of little pit sweat.
Oh, she grabbed too high.
She
and
grabbed
there was just
really high.
Just a deep wetness.
Yeah, there was a wetness. But
all
also,
over
4th
her
grade is
hands.
almost a little early to be getting wetness, you know?
Well, I mean, you're still hot, right?
You're still hot, but I remember there being
you're
a
right.
shift in that kind of odorous wetness.
Oh, it was an odorous wetness.
Yeah, it was multifaceted.
Oh my.
So what first began as excitement was soon met with embarrassment.
Oh no. And did she send some sort of cue signal that she was disturbed or disgusted and you felt like a real freak?
Honestly, there was probably nothing, but the possibility of it was enough.
That's embarrassing.
I also remember in the cafeteria once we were talking one-on-one.
Same girl.
And I was chewing a bagel.
Hannah.
Because it's kind of crazy. Hannah Manuna?
Yeah.
Is that Hawaiian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hannah Manu.
But we were talking, and because my dad only, from the ages of like 1st to 8th grade, did you get packed lunches? Or did you get
I
school
always
lunch?
school lunched for 12 years.
You dirty dog.
That's how you
That's
can
delicious.
tell. That's how you can tell I'm messed in the head.
Yeah, you're
So you,
fucked
so
up.
you know I'm twisted.
You're fucked up. Want to hear something even more twisted?
Yeah.
From like ages, like from like kindergarten to I would say like the 9th grade until I put the hammer down. My father would pack me a bagel with cream cheese every fucking day.
Well, you fell in love.
I mean, it was to
with
me.
Brooklyn's finest.
To me, it almost felt like malnourishment, like borderline abuse.
It is white on white every day. You know, no variation, no diversity of flavor, of texture, no
I mean,
greens.
There's no greens. There's no
citrus.
protein.
Yeah, just dairy and bread.
It's kind of fucked.
Was it a white plain bagel?
It would kind of, there would be a variation. So I could request everything,
An
but
everything
more
bagel.
often than not, it would be a Costco cinnamon raisin with fucking Philadelphia cream cheese.
Oh, he goes for the Philadelphia.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind.
Well, it's I think the Costco one or whatever.
Right. Oh, the big tub.
Yeah, he would just get a big.
Oh man,
tub.
oh man.
And he
was
would
it
pack
toasted
that
or was
shit.
it was
Of
a
course
plain?
not.
Okay. You
He
know what?
would never
Honestly, in a
toast.
cold lunch, I think I would prefer a
Non-toast, because
non-toasted.
then it would be hard. I
It would
remember
be hard,
I
yeah.
remember sometimes I would compliment if he ever altered his recipe of literally doing the fucking least.
Yeah.
Like
Would he throw an apple in there?
no.
What?
It was just like in plastic wrapping. You'd be thrown in your backpack, kid. And you have I didn't
Wow.
even have a lunch pail.
Wow.
Shit was just in
So
my backpack.
it was just the bagel.
yeah.
Good for you. You have a greater war story
Yeah.
than me. Than my hot lunches.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I would get every day.
Mm.
This dirty dog.
Yeah.
Um,
See, from the hot lunch side of the world, I always thought if you were getting the packed lunch, that meant you had some parents who were like
who were thinking about you and loving you.
who like were dedicating 30 minutes every morning to making their kids like nice sandwiches. Because this was my friends. They had nice sandwiches.
Oh.
They had some grapes. They had
Maybe
some
some
pretzel
chips?
crisps, some chips
Oh,
of some
that's
kind.
amazing.
Maybe even a juice
That's
or a
crazy.
cookie.
Cookie is wild.
A small cookie, perhaps.
Oh no.
Probably was cheaper than the hot lunch. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's why my dad did it.
It was like
I mean,
$3 though.
the
Straight up, I mean, that's not that much.
Yeah, 270. Yeah, like mine was like 275 or something. So yeah, it was
I think
reasonably
ours was
cheap.
too.
But yeah, no, he took the road less traveled.
Oh wow.
So the kids used to call me Bagel Boy.
Oh no.
Cuz
Oh,
every
no.
fucking I mean even the kids were like this is kind of wild.
Yeah, they thought it was pretty awesome.
You're getting one every day. Well, I remember one time I complimented because you did give it a toast, and I think I ate it at like first recess,
Yeah.
like before lunchtime, so it's still kind of warm. It was like
Oh nice.
it was like 9:30. I was like,
Okay.
Dad, that was warm. It was like kind of good. So we started doing it every day, but then like we were saying before, it just hardens
it just
after
got
it's
hard
done.
and crunchy and
So I'd
hurt.
start eating like hurtful bagels
Yeah.
for like the next 2 years.
Oh.
Cuz like I'm almost too young to complain. Like this is just my life. This is all I know.
Right. That's all you understood.
Yeah.
You probably were like, could I sometimes get the pizza? At
Yeah.
lunchtime? You
Why
know,
be
if it
so
was, like,
excited?
the Friday pizza.
Well, a thing that you could do was volunteer for the cafeteria. I apologize.
Oh.
I didn't mean to consume this entire podcast
No.
with lunch talk.
No. This is the stuff dreams are made of.
But you could always hang with the Filipino kitchen staff.
Okay.
Like during a class,
Yeah.
like once a week. I mean, it was hell. Like you would have to like
Yeah.
prep the lunch. You'd have to clean the dishes and stuff. But like
Yeah.
I think they were understaffed. Like it was an understaffed public school.
Yeah.
So like you could volunteer. But what it meant for me is I could get out of like 20 minutes of math class, and they would give you a hot lunch
a full hot lunch
for free.
Oh, nice.
Family meal.
Family meal.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So they believed in it.
So they gave you like just the meal everyone else get, or it's at a restaurant when you get family meal, it's usually they've cooked some random other thing that all
Right.
the staff gets. Were you getting some other random thing, or
no,
were you getting?
I mean, although there was one
Some
fella.
jambalayas or something, you know?
Oh, sure. There was a papa there though, who would give you the secret sauce. He would kind of wait because with the juices, what he would do, like a grape juice, that they'd give out in cups. He would freeze it.
Mm-hmm.
He'd give you a little pop.
Oh, those are good. Kids love that.
He'd give me a pop. That was pretty great.
Yeah.
And then I'd like take the boxes, crush them, take them to the dumpster,
Okay.
and then just chill there for like half an hour. It's pretty good.
Okay.
But I have such great memories of hot lunches because I was just so.
Yeah, they were always a treat.
Yeah, and my body was just hurting because I was a kid just eating bagels for years.
Do you think you were you a thin boy? Do you think you weren't eating enough?
No, I wasn't thin, but I think I was just like, I was definitely malnourished in the sense that I wasn't getting the proper.
Right.
I wasn't getting proper.
You weren't
nutrients.
getting your iron.
Yeah.
I
was getting cinnamon.
You
raisin.
needed a little kale. You needed some more superfoods.
I just needed a little bit of greens, papa.
Yeah.
And then I think about it, I was like, oh, my dad worked a lot. Like, he was off at like 7 in the morning.
Sure.
But he retired when I was like 14.
Right.
And same effort. Like, he wasn't even working.
Right.
And he was still chucking the bagels.
Well, I mean, at that point,
you only got a few more years left. Might as well.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix
it.
The boy hasn't broke yet.
Yeah. I'm still alive and kicking.
Yeah, you're still kicking it.
Yeah.
That builds character.
That's true.
That's what they would say.
Yeah, it makes you stronger.
Yeah. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
So true,
A tough bagel, it's better than a soft bagel.
That's true.
If you think about it in that regard.
Yeah.
Because now you can take on those sharp challenges in your life.
Those tough times.
Those tough, chewy times that you might have to experience, and you can handle it with a smile.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's onto something.
I think he knew what he was doing, maybe. Yeah.
People are going to go see the Talking Animal movie if it looks good.
Babe is great. I'm a big Babe fan.
That's great.
I used to hit the
Babe
all
2,
the time.
Pig in the City?
Babe 1. Babe 2 is kind of okay. Babe 1 is fantastic.
We had a VHS, but I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
My brother, when he used to cry, the things that would get him to stop crying were The Prince of Egypt and Babe.
Sure.
They would put on Babe, and he would say Hubble.
Hubble.
Because he couldn't fucking speak, that little idiot baby.
He couldn't say Babe.
Right. So he would say Hubble.
I think mine was Toy Story 2, I recall. And I would say Buzz.
Buzz.
Yeah. Give me
That's
Buzz.
Great. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
For me, it was Rosemary's Baby.
And you'd say Rose.
And I'd say Roman.
You say Roman.
Roman.
I haven't actually seen Pianist or his others.
The Pianist
stuff.
Have you
or
seen Baby?
Or Rosemary. I haven't seen anything of his.
Have you seen Hereditary?
Yes.
That's basically Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like this. I had seen Rosemary's Baby when I was too young to like appreciate it, and then I saw it like a year ago, and I'm like, oh, this is REA. REA.
There's another star fallen from
He's
heaven.
a star. He's my star. He's my beautiful prince.
You know what? There was a kind of when Hereditary and Witch had come out. It was two new hot horror directors.
Oh my god, it was super exciting.
Art house horror.
Yeah.
And
then we lost.
I really loved Hereditary.
Hereditary's great.
But I always was more intrigued by Eggers.
Oh, Eggers just.
And I think he's proved himself.
Yeah, for sure.
To be
amazing.
A lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Ari, I did not like his Midsommar.
No, that was
which made
insane.
a big splash. That was a hot take to
and
not like Midsommar.
And honestly, the way he talked about doing Midsommar, he was like, I had just done Hereditary, and A24 was like, you got to do another one next year.
Yes.
And he was like,
and it feels like that. It feels like it's got some
feels super
great
kind of
ideas.
Cool idea.
But
just so
second draft, first draft,
and just not there. And then like I think he even said like on set like I would film and then I'd like walk over and start crying.
Oh, because you were so stressed.
I knew like it wasn't going great, and then I think they got kind of stuck in the edit a little bit, and it just felt super melancholic and dreamy.
Yeah,
and they weren't able to focus it at all.
The pacing is tough in that movie.
Super weird, and it goes off, and then it just doesn't quite.
Yeah, I think the pacing's the biggest problem in my recollection because there's lots of decent ideas.
And they're like he's great at visually making things feel scary.
Yeah,
Like
visually looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love he's got some good symmetry stuff going on. The very beginning, the opening, and like the
that
pull,
shit is crazy.
that looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like scary too, the
Yeah.
images.
And
But
I didn't actually see Beau is Afraid. I
I
should.
tried to watch through it.
Oh, you couldn't?
I couldn't even get through it. One thing I will say about our crazy boy Joaquin is the man
Gotta
just
love him.
don't quit. Like
You
if
don't
I'm
quit.
if I'm him in that movie, I'm like, this is going horribly.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just
I'm
giving
phoning
up.
this shit in
Yeah.
and collecting my check. He'll go for it all the fucking way. He'll give it his all,
That's great.
and he's every single time.
That's great.
And I think they're working on their next movie together. So clearly
Oh.
Joaquin hasn't gotten enough. But yeah, it was so bad. I was just such a
Joaquin has
mess.
always made interesting choices. Good choices.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
I love my boy Joaquin.
And he's had the liberty to get real great projects
Yeah.
for a long time. But
Do the crazy guy. Play some crazy boys.
the man was Jay Cash
Sure, yeah.
and the master guy.
Yeah, the guy in the mask.
Really
Freddy?
good. Freddie.
Freddy?
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
And
he
he's
just breaks the toilet.
Joker baby.
And he's Joker, baby.
Wow.
And Joker 2, baby.
And he's Beau.
And he is Beau, which is a little...
And You Were Never Really Here.
He was You Were Never Really Here.
I never saw
That's
that.
true, yeah. I've only seen the Letterman.
Oh, there's a
interview.
Letterman. There's a
Well, he
oh,
trolled
the
when
Joaquin Letterman.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
he's really like aggressive and hostile.
Yeah.
That's funny. What did he do?
Well, it was for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes on in character because basically they're just trying to get footage of him falling off the edge. So he goes on and he just kind of trolls Letterman, pretends to be like fucked up, and then he's quit acting for the movie.
I thought that was
Am I thinking of a
Oh.
different movie?
yeah, that's the one. That's the like Casey Affleck.
Yeah. What's that
one.
movie called? Wait, which one is
Yeah.
You Were Never Really Here?
He's got a big beard.
I feel like
It's both. He has a big beard, doesn't
Fuck,
he?
yeah, he has a big beard in
He's
the other
got
one.
a couple big beard
Were
movies.
never
But
really
you know,
here.
I know what you mean now.
You know what
and
I'm
I know
talking about.
Yeah, it's like the faux documentary where
yeah,
Joaquin
yeah.
Phoenix.
He's like I'm
the-
a rapper.
It's
now.
a movie, yeah, where he becomes a rapper. Yeah,
movie's
or
crazy.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty intriguing too. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Aaron, I did pop the socks off, knowing that you'd get some more views.
Some extra.
So this is the
booze.
thumbnail, hopefully.
Yeah. I'll point to it with my chopstick. I think it'll be our political endorsement.
Oh,
That'll
yeah.
really help.
Yeah.
Move the needle. Pete, what if
Yeah.
we swing Pennsylvania because of us? Like if this just gets a pop?
In Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Like if
Are you big in
Mechanicsburg.
Pennsylvania?
in Hershey, Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
all the factory workers just
They
the union folks.
they
love, the
love
feet.
Los Feliz feet.
Yeah.
They love
They love the
fucking-
Silver Lake, East Hollywood boys talking about their movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we'll make it.
I keep having, so I'm gonna go see some extended family for Thanksgiving, and I just keep remembering the last time I went with long hair. My cousin kept calling me a girl.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
I mean, he just was making fun of
He's
the
jazzing
long
you.
hair, but it's just because
It's a razz.
it's just a razz.
That's pretty funny though.
But it is.
That's also like I don't know, like the easy
Yes.
like it's not even good, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like girl.
Yeah,
Girls have long hair.
It's pretty what? It's
Yeah.
pretty WUT. Pretty what? Gotta respect the man.
Yeah, you gotta respect going home for the holidays. Yeah, that's always. Oh, you gotta gear up. You gotta get ripe and ready.
Yeah, I'm feeling ripe.
Are you feeling ripe? Are you feeling excited to go back? Are you feeling lubricated mentally? Of course.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's a family thing, and those have been going pretty well.
That's good.
It always goes pretty well.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, it's just like,
It's just the fam.
yeah. I don't know if I've said this to you 3 times or 4 times. I've probably even said it on the podcast or whatever. Like, because last time I was here, I remember talking about family a lot. But it's like, when I was younger, I never really understood why people are always like, "Oh, gotta go home just for Thanksgiving with the family."
Oh yeah.
You know, that was like a whole thing. There were like a lot of College Humor. Like I
Yeah.
remember there were some.
Yes.
Those, you remember those College
I was
Humors?
watching College
Those are
Humor
good.
today.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing some pretty.
They were
good
pretty
stuff.
astute, like for
Funny or Die
2013
too.
stuff.
Like all that stuff's just gone. I mean, we kind of have
I mean, they're gone now, so.
like Almost Friday.
Yeah,
kind
Almost
of doing like the
Fridays,
high quality sketch thing, and
Yeah.
somehow it's working. But
Mhm.
yeah, I never really understood that, but now I do.
Yeah.
The thing of family being like,
Oh, sure.
it's not even like bad. It's just
No,
like,
it's
you
not
just gotta.
bad.
It's
It's
just new and different.
It's
not even new.
well, because I think the relationship between your family just changes as you become more independent.
Definitely.
And like for me and my family, like seeing my parents, I don't know. I feel like I'm always like feeling like I need to curate.
Yes,
As
you just
opposed-
know exactly what they're thinking.
I
'cause
know
you understand
what
their
they're
worldview,
thinking.
so you just have to conceal, or you're trying to like, use your words in a weird way.
Yeah. Like Sophia's like, oh, you're talking differently because she also has
Yeah.
just the most frank relationship with her parents.
Right.
So like what you see is what you get at home as well.
Right.
And for me, I'm the total opposite. I'm Mr. Conceal.
Yes.
And
deny.
deny.
Yes.
Most famously in the third grade, a teacher accused me of doing something, and they asked, "Did you?" And I said, "I don't recall."
Oh.
And they told my parent, they were like,
Why
"That's
did he say I don't
fucking
recall?
crazy."
Did you do it?
Of course.
What was it?
I think I like took a pencil or some shit. Like
Oh.
I broke something probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were a bad boy.
I was a bad boy. I remember, speaking of whiplash, I had a bastard band teacher named Mr.
I had a
Fanning.
bastard band
What
teacher.
is with these band teachers?
These
being
elementary
bastards,
So mean.
harassing children.
Why are they so
Why are
cruel?
you going into band? You're teaching us the recorder, you piece of crap.
Mr. Park.
Mr. Park and Mr. Fanning.
These guys.
These bastards.
I remember crying.
Oh my God! I
after
remember
band.
a girl lost her. Well, I remember one time I was chewing gum,
Oh.
and he said,
Don't do that.
and he said, "Are you chewing gum?" And I swallowed it. I said, "No." He said, "Did you just swallow it?" And I
And you're
was
like,
like,
"Yes,
"You were
of
on
course."
my ass." I said, "No, I did not. I deny. Okay,
Deny.
you can't give him anything."
You know, and Aaron, this is a confession right now.
I'm
So
confessing.
you've actually broken the only
the sacred promise.
sacred promise you had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My oath.
Yeah,
My
your
oath
oath
of
to
denial.
deny.
I've broken. Yeah. Well,
He's gonna hit you up in the comments.
Nah, I paid for it eventually because I remember there was one
Oh.
day where it was terrible. Like this girl forgot she didn't know where her flute was. There were lockers. You could just keep your stuff there
Okay.
overnight if you wanted to. And she kept it
Her
there
flute.
overnight. Her flute. She played the flute.
Okay.
And she couldn't find her flute. She said, Mr. Fanning, I can't find my flute.
She couldn't go toot toot on her flute.
No. So I mean, she's useless.
She is useless in that class.
She can't play her flute. So he's just kind of pacing around being like, so you don't care? Like, this is no importance of you because you're losing your things. You don't know where your stuff is. He said, are you lying? Like, did you leave it at home or was it actually in your locker and you think someone stole it? Are you accusing someone of being a thief? Should we call the police? Like, he's berating this girl in front of 50 people. We're all kids.
Yeah.
And she's crying, obviously, because that's just so
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
That's any kid's worst
Why
nightmare.
are the band guys so weird?
What the fuck is wrong with the band guys?
Yeah.
So she's sobbing, and he says, we're not starting class until someone finds her flute. So she's sobbing, crying. And then he's like, so people can help or not. I'm just going to sit here and wait, and this is on you. And eventually we found the flute, and she wasn't lying. So the flute was found. She was telling the truth. She wasn't like me, a dirty liar.
Yeah.
But I remember we had
What did you play?
I played the clarinet.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I was a sax man myself.
Oh,
An alto
yeah,
sax.
you were. That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes so much sense for you.
Yeah, always
Hitting the sax.
always the second first sax, never the first sax.
Not first chair.
I would play the first chair music, but I never sat first.
That's pretty good. There's no shot. I was always middle of the row, pretending to play because I was so bad.
Yeah.
I just didn't practice ever. I just pretend.
Yeah, me
Like,
neither.
wouldn't fucking blow the note.
Yeah.
You know. Well, then what ended up happening was you'd have to test. Like you'd have to test into what chair you were in. I'm sure, as you remember.
Yes.
And I remember I took my thing and I turned it in.
Nerve-wracking.
And then the next day he pulls me aside. He said, "So, I heard that you were cheating."
What?
This was after the gum incident.
Oh.
So I think he was out to get me.
Oh, okay. Wait, sorry, I missed it. Were you cheating?
No, I didn't cheat.
Okay.
I actually did
yeah,
not
you
cheat.
you just did the theory.
I took the test.
The music theory test.
And he said, "So
you knew
people
that was a C, and that was a D.
Yeah, it's like you just memorize the
That's
fucking
4/4.
bubbles and the notes. Like it's not that hard.
That's a half note.
Yeah, like it's not hard.
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, you only got 4 wrong, and that's pretty good." And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "And you're not that good." And I said,
"Oh my god,
and I was
this
like,
guy!
he was such a bastard. This is pretty crazy,
What a
right?"
fucking bastard!"
Yeah. So like, I'm like, I mean, like I don't know. It's taking a test versus playing an instrument. Like they're kind of different.
Yeah.
And he's like, "We'll take it again," and I'm gonna
while
watch
you're
you.
watching. Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I take the test again, and I'm like,
It's like this kid's amazing. And it turns out you're a prodigy.
Yeah. And then I'm the best ever.
Not a great player, but you just
I'm
understand
great
it
at
so deep.
yeah. I could do political commentary about playing the clarinet.
Yeah.
Like really
A
well.
deep understanding.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that was a.
Yeah.
But then I told my parents, I'm like, this guy's actually crazy. Like, can
Yeah.
I not do band anymore?
Yeah.
And my dad was like, yes. He's like, that's insane. So I think they called the school and they're like, hey, he wants to switch to media. Using the computers.
Oh.
Learn how to use
The
some
gamers.
Photoshop. Oh, we just gamed. We just played Marble Blast the whole time.
Oh yeah.
I remember I took a interim, like you got to test the class.
The Flash games.
It was the woman who would like smoke pot on the beach that the kids would see like on the weekends.
Oh, wow.
You know, she was so chill. She was just a chill lady.
Yeah, she's just watching kids play games.
Play games. So we would just play Marble Blast. It was awesome. Like it was so fucking rowdy. It was great. Like we get ad block on and like like it was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
We'd be watching shit. Like it was great.
Oh wait, so you got through like a school blocker?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just installed on the computers because she didn't care.
Yeah.
She was probably high.
Honestly,
She like people would see her at the beach smoking.
probably.
I would.
Well, yeah.
I mean, maybe
I think this is the fundamental difference is
between
that
band and media.
band and media. Well, is that the guy? I was gonna say this about your guy, about my guy, Mr. Park.
Yeah.
These guys must love music, like the
Sure, I mean, clearly.
the professor, the teacher in Whiplash. You know,
Right.
it comes from a love of music, but a complete lack of ability to communicate
Yeah.
what makes music good
Right.
and beautiful.
Yeah.
And it like there is a world in which you can teach children of the beauty of music. I was in band for a long time, but it like really never came up. We didn't listen to music that much. Isn't that bizarre? You're in a class where you're trying to create music. You should be listening to beautiful
constantly.
music.
Yeah.
It could be recorded. I mean, it is kind of boring sometimes if
Yeah.
you're going to be doing this
But
or
for
that
kids
thing.
who are interested,
You can
I mean,
show Fantasia.
Yeah.
You know, and then break down a part of Fantasia and be
why it's
like,
cool
isn't it so exciting when the wave hits the fucking
thing.
pillar in the middle of the sea
Yeah.
and the music explodes?
Right.
I want that in this moment in this
Yeah.
song because we're use a little intelligence, tell a little story
And I
about
think with
the
learning, like
about it.
emotion is so important.
Yeah.
In terms of even getting people to understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Trying to describe how would that make you feel to play that note or serve someone this meal or do this thing.
And there's definitely a lot of like technical stuff
For sure.
that the kids are really bad at.
Yeah.
Producing a sound.
Yeah.
They're really bad at.
Yeah.
But and now I'm really getting out of step, and I'm saying, oh, all those elementary school music teachers are they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
But all the ones I had didn't know what they were doing. I had
Yeah,
one
no,
guy who's actually pretty solid.
Mine
but
either. Yeah, but to culminate, because the band teacher demanded a meeting to discuss.
Oh, yes.
So it was a discussion.
Because you had to switch out.
Right, I had to switch out. So we had to meet with the principal, the vice principal. He demanded a meeting with everybody.
God, what a
Principal,
freak.
vice principal, school counselor, the media teacher, and him, and my parents, and me.
Yeah.
So we're sitting down, and they're basically just saying, oh, so he just wants to understand, like, why you want to switch out. And my dad is doing most of the talking. Papa's taken care of.
Thank
goodness for Papa and them.
Yeah.
Honestly, they were great at defending us as children.
Being a smooth talker.
Yeah, they were smooth. He was like, he just wants to move. It has nothing to do with Mr. He was like, it wasn't.
He's not trying to hurt that guy's feelings.
Right.
He's not trying to stir drama.
Like, he's just not interested in band as much, and I think he's more interested in media, photo,
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
He's more interested in Marble Blast.
Yeah, let's try to blast.
Bubble Blast.
Let's try to blast, baby.
Bubble Blast 3.
Yeah. So, and Mr. Fanning was
Miniclip.com.
like, is this because of the gum incident where you were chewing gum in class and you swallowed it?
Oh.
And I was like, like he's trying to embarrass me now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no, that wasn't it. No. And he's like, well, perhaps it's because you cheated on your exam. And my parents like looked at me, and they were like everyone's head turned towards me at this moment. Because he hit me with an accusation.
Yeah, right, in a public setting.
In a public setting.
Yeah, to a child.
To a fucking kid.
Yeah.
In front of his parents and people who could theoretically, like, punish me.
Is there a chance you did cheat, Aaron?
I actually swear to God I did not cheat.
Because, why did he think you cheated if you retook it?
So so this is what happens.
I'm listening.
We're on the edge of our seat.
I'm on
now.
the edge.
My parents were like, well, he retook his test. And I said, well, no, I didn't cheat. I retook the test. And he said, sure, I have it right here. And my parents were like, well, my dad was like, well, how much did he get wrong in the first one? And he said 4. And he said, how much did he get wrong on the second one? He said 17. And in my head, I was like, I know that's not right.
Oh, you think he made it up?
He didn't show, like, my parents the test. Like, he didn't go over it. That's right. So he didn't actually have the test. He just had the score on his, like, on a report card sheet or whatever.
Oh.
And my dad was, like, really confused. He's trying to ask questions. He's like, I don't have the test with me, but those were the scores.
Oh.
And I was so, like, there's no, like, I actually didn't cheat.
Yeah.
So I'm just, like, super confused. And my parents are, like, also really confused, and everyone's confused. So it, like, culminates with that. And basically the counselor's a chill girl, too. She's just like, can we just wrap this up? Like,
yeah, can he just go to the other class?
Like, it sounds like it's better if he's not in band. I mean, presumably a lot of kids are fucking going home and crying to their parents about this asshole.
Yeah, if he's being a jerk to you, he's
So,
being a jerk to everyone.
So
and
then,
the girl.
yeah, exactly.
That other girl.
So then I get switched out to media, Mrs. Lozes.
What's her name?
Mrs. Lozes.
Lozes.
Miss Lozes. Sorry, she's unmarried.
At the time.
Yeah, at the time. So I switched out, and I never saw that man again, except for one day years later in Hawaii Kai.
Oh, wait,
at a poke bowl place.
Poke bowl place. I was gonna guess.
Yeah, it's the poke.
It was the poke. Okay, I'll guess what he was eating.
Okay, go
spicy tuna.
Of course, you gotta go for it. Spicy tea.
Yeah.
And I just saw a man, and this was years later, long after all this has happened.
Broken, battered, destroyed.
Just a lonely man eating some poke alone.
Yeah, I mean, he could have just been eating poke. You know, it could have been pretty normal.
Yeah.
But you saw the loneliness
deep inside of him.
You could read it. I mean, you can see that on people.
I mean, there's definitely
too.
something. If you're
There's
like fucking
something to it.
harassing kids, you're probably not.
Yeah.
Super happy.
No.
But no democracy.
Wait.
Democracy
what
has
is
fallen.
this? I didn't see this at all. Hot girls for Harris.
Democracy has fallen.
Wow, this is like that movie Olympus Has Fallen.
With Gerard?
I'm just as spooked.
As Gerard?
I don't think we have the energy to put that up.
It's okay, you just leave it. This was $10 out long. This is pretty good.
That's great. I do feel bad for Donna's photo.
Why? You feel like she's misrepresented?
She looks like the way you've cut her out, she looks so strange.
Well, to be real, I think we had lifted up her ears.
Oh, okay.
And her ears got cut out because Sophia's hand was in the photo.
Oh, you had to cut off the hand.
So we're missing part of the face. Because thematically, Pete, I mean, if we could unfurrow.
Yes, I can unfurl.
I mean, thematically, Sophia's already in
some sticking happening.
Is it sticky in the back? You can just rip it. You know, thematically, it just doesn't make sense if we see a hand there. Do you know what I mean? Because Sophia's over there, so how could her hand be there too? So I just had to exit.
Yeah, I understand completely. I think you're completely in the right on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was what I chose.
It just makes your cat look like a little freak, but
right.
I like a little freak cat. I think that's
too.
cute. I don't know where she went off to. I wish maybe you should just pull her ears off all the time. Just pull them off in one big go, and then she can have that cool, stylish look.
Yeah, I mean, she looks kind of cool.
Yeah, she's got that kind of like Gregorian monk thing going on that I find endlessly intriguing. And if I saw this cat walking down the street, I'd say, hey, let's get a coffee. Let's hang.
Let's have a drink.
Let's have a little kitty playtime.
Let's have a civilized discussion.
Yeah, I would love to discuss
about
the contemporary news.
And what your beliefs are.
And your beliefs in the upcoming election.
Right.
With this cat in particular.
Yeah.
So I think it's for the best now. Now that you've talked me through it.
Explain.
I'm all in.
Right.
You guys have really gone, you can't see it on the camera, but you guys ended up going kind of dark academia over there.
Yeah, we did.
You're really kind of leaning into the aesthetic, like
of some black shelves?
Well, no, you have a marble bust, you have a plant, you have a Victorian ballet lady. You have some 70s copies of novels. With some dying plants atop.
Right.
It's this. I mean,
I love our book curation. Which is Brittany there? Yeah, Brittany's there. We have a Brittany book.
Brittany bitch. It's Brittany bitch. What is sex at the margins?
I have no idea.
All right, I'll look into it.
Yeah.
You got bluettes above it. I see.
Sure, that's not ours.
Is it Atticus's?
Could be. Oh, it's Sophia Lau's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, right. She was having her poetry phase.
Yeah.
She's done with the poetry phase, right?
I think she's still infatuated.
Oh, okay. Good. Never mind. It's not a phase then.
Yeah. What dictates a phase versus a hobby, in your opinion?
Like you make it a big part of your personality.
Like extending over, years, maybe 6 months.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say phase can be a very negative thing, but it also could be just normal.
Yeah, no, I think it's very normal. I think maybe you and me are similar in a certain way where we get hyper fixated on certain things. Maybe.
Yeah, I get.
We deep dive. We'll do the 9 to 3 a.m. deep dive, perhaps.
Yes. I try not to do those so often anymore. I don't find them to be particularly healthy.
Yeah.
And I don't think I thought I was getting a lot out of those late night deep readings on random Wikipedia pages.
Sure.
But, in retrospect.
Going from pedia to pedia.
When you're real deep in the pedias.
Ooh.
You're maybe just
when you
a touch caffeinated.
In, oh, you're so caffed.
And you just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been having I go in phases of having trouble sleeping or not having trouble sleeping. And I had a recent one where I've been like since I started exercising more and more muscular based, more strength based instead of running, cuz I've run for a long time.
Yeah.
Never had any like anger from it. I genuinely think I think because of strength training, instead of getting depressed, I get angry.
Interesting.
Did I mention this to you before?
Yeah, I think you had mentioned.
So sometimes late at night, I get really, really angry at like midnight.
You'll get some
and
rage.
I can't do anything about it.
Hmm.
And so writing, your feelings usually helps.
Sure.
But yeah, now that's what's keeping me up.
Oh, some
Yeah.
rage.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the other night I also couldn't sleep. But I did some reading. I hadn't done some like nice literary reading in a moment.
Oh, that's
Just the
nice.
beginning of East of Eden.
Yes.
Steinbeck. I did like Grapes of Wrath in high school.
Johnny Stein.
I was texting with this girl after a Halloween party.
Oh.
She was intrigued by me, and I suppose I was intrigued by her, and she was texting me a fair bit, so we were chatting. And then she this is classic classic my life. I think I'm aware that some of my interests are like could be perceived as depressing or pretentious. So I was talking about music I like, or movies I like, or books, because you don't know this person. You're just sharing about what you like. And I understand that like the Radiohead, Alex G, corridor of the internet.
Sure.
Or being interested in this or that artist, or movie, or could be perceived as depressing and pretentious.
Yeah.
And I think in the past I kind of like buffet. I kind of like throw a little irony in there.
Yeah. Spice it.
Like
Lift it up.
which I do for nowadays with climbing, because I think if you're in the know, that climbing is kind of like, if you're not a climber but you're in the know, that like all the fellas these days are getting in.
All the fellas in Hollywood who are lounging around.
All the hipsters are getting in. I mean, the hipsters are almost over it at this point.
Yeah, I think it's surpassing. I mean, you and I had the realization when we started seeing some fathers there. We were like, oh, it's almost done.
Yeah, maybe the hipster wave is past a touch, but it was pretty hot hipsterism for a second.
Yeah, it's still
pretty hot.
Still
I think it does just take commitment to get decent.
And yeah, you have to keep, like, you can't just do it for a few weeks.
But I had some irony when I was sharing that about myself, that I had started. I got the climbing gym membership. I had a little irony there.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like, kind of a bad play to call someone else's tastes pretentious and depressing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I understand they kind of are.
Right.
And I'm feeling that for a long. Everybody. I get it.
Yeah.
But also, like,
did she call your stuff pretentious?
Well, yes.
She did?
As a joke, right? It was like, kind of, because it...
I thought this was all theoretical.
No,
like
this is real.
Examining the, like, echolocation, like
no,
a
this
whale.
is real life.
Like a sweet whale. Not to call you a whale, but you have the mind and gravitas.
I do love whales.
Of a whale with echolocation.
Why? You know what?
And I thought perhaps you were doing that to this situation.
No, I wasn't echolocating it. It was a real event.
Wow.
A real text.
Wow.
And I understand it is a little, because sometimes I do turn up my nose at reality TV or the Lumineers or Hunger
Mumford
Games
Sons.
part. I
forgot you love
prequel. I'm a big Mumford man.
Yeah,
I can't get enough.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I've bounced off the Mumfords. I'm sorry, and their sons.
Yeah.
Pretty classic, like, hipster stuff.
Right.
But like, I'm kind of sick of I was like, I don't even need to present this with irony anymore or self-awareness. I'm just like, these are the things that I like. And like, also, here's the other thing. It's like, if a lot of people really like, pretentious movies, right?
Sure.
Criterion, Palm, Dior, Cannes, blah, 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 kind of stuff. I understand that you could perceive that as pretentious.
Sure.
But clearly people find it interesting.
Yeah.
Like
if you like movies,
Like, I think you can really only call it pretentious if you are mocking yourself in a way. You know what I mean?
I think when people feel left out of a situation, or they feel like there's and not for anything that you or I are doing in that moment, but if they feel like that's not a world that they're a part of, but that's something that they see that you're very passionate about.
Yeah.
It could be like a reactionary thing.
Yeah, you're right. And
Perhaps.
it's definitely like if you watched the movie and you're like, this is kind of boring, kind of artsy, kind of bullshit, I'm not into it.
Yeah.
That can be your reaction. You can call something pretentious.
Right.
But like,
Was there anything specific that you had said?
no,
you
it was
remember?
just my taste.
Just
or
your
whatever. It's
just your whole thing.
It's just my whole thing.
God damn.
I think it was the movies. I can't remember which movies I threw out
Oh,
there.
okay.
But I said in high school I loved Birdman, which is true. I
Cool,
loved
yeah.
Birdman. Watched it a lot.
Birdman's pretty neat. I
I-
love when he talks about his balls.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think that movie is like Chazelle style, has
Yeah.
just incredible jazzy energy pacing
Oh, it's great.
the whole way through. Once
love
you
when they're
start
just-
watching it, you
I
can't
love when
stop.
they're walking and they got the jazz music going.
Oh yeah. And
great.
I think they actually have some, kind of, genuinely interesting things going on about
Yeah.
art and
No,
career and
no.
performance,
Yeah, movie's cool.
which is obviously something I have been intrigued by. So,
Sure.
I always liked that one. I can't remember which other ones I threw in there. I admitted to my Paul Thomas Anderson crush.
Of course.
I've seen all
You're
his
crushing.
flicks. I love his except for Inherent Vice.
Oh, sure. Inherent Vice is a little hard to follow.
Yeah, which apparently is the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I haven't seen it.
he's also someone who just executes what he wants to do and does it.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, and I
And
love.
he's great. He's great.
Yeah,
All his shit is great.
I mean, when you go back in on The Master or
Master's-
There Will Be Blood or Phantom Thread, and you actually understand the story already, you know where it's
Yeah.
going. It's just like it's just done.
You just feel so
effortlessly.
taken care of. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no. You don't have
crazy.
to do any work. Yeah.
The performances are just so
So
alive and
alive.
exciting.
He's so great at just making it all about make it feel like it's all about the actors. Yeah, it's in. There's a little.
It was
buzz.
singing back to me.
It was.
It was popping back
Oh, you
to
heard
me.
pop. Okay, yeah. Well, the pop is gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't really get Phantom Thread the first time I saw it, and I saw it in the theater
Mhm.
for the second time, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, this is incredible."
Yeah.
I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I
It's
actually,
beautiful.
It's so gorgeous.
Frankly, like a lot of themes and like character stuff falls by the wayside for just like beauty.
Well, it's so beautiful. And then honestly, I'm sitting with Sophia and I'm like, honestly, the stuff that he has to say about relationships are kind of so true.
real.
Like
Yeah.
the idea that it's like, what is it mean to really love somebody?
Yeah.
And to like actually have a partnership. A
Yeah.
partnership where not just you have a voice and you're rigid, whether or not you take yourself super seriously, but then you have to let someone else into that if you
Yeah.
want it to work. And then there's this element of it where you feel like it's kind of killing you.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of allow yourself to be poisoned
Yeah.
in a way to like just connect.
He has to be vulnerable
you have to give yourself
in order to be a partner for her.
right.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. It's such a funny movie.
It is funny.
When they get, I mean,
The bread scrapes are great.
the bread
That's
scrapes are
good
great.
scene.
I love when they get married and it's like, oh, we're finally headed towards like romance and beauty, and then it immediately cuts to like her biting her spoon, and he's so fucking annoyed at her. It's like, what are you doing?
It
Understand?
connects with me.
No, it's so weird and perverted and awesome.
Yeah, it's not. I guess that's the big, the big bugbear
Yeah.
about the pretentious comment. It's like, well, I just said I like it.
Yeah. So I told you I liked it, and you said I'm
Kind
a
of
piece of shit.
Kind of pretend.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, I'm not pretending to like it. I just like
I'm
it.
just kind of liking it. I think it's cool. But okay.
I guess there are people who pretend to like things.
For sure.
That
That's
does
very
exist.
easy. That's very easy to see through, though,
Yeah.
upon conversation.
You can figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah, whether or not someone actually has an opinion about it.
Yeah, that's why folks are so excited when your favorite movie is like a weirdo movie.
Yeah.
Some like I can't remember whose story this is, but like they learned that their friend's best favorite movie was Matt Damon's is it Rounders? What's the poker one?
Oh yeah,
That's their favorite movie.
Yeah, it's so fucking embarrassing.
It's like not that good of a movie.
It's
no,
like
but
it's actively kind of not good too.
I've seen it. It was entertaining. I was entertained.
But like to even be in my
Compared to-
top 100, like it would never
Yes.
enter a list of mine. Do you know what I mean?
But if it just
Like, it's
scratches
watchable.
that itch,
It's watchable.
I really
for sure.
respect that person because
I don't.
they have some sort of strange, specific.
It is
taste.
strange. It is strange.
You know, they're
Malkovich
not
is doing
saying-
like the worst weird accent I've ever heard in my life.
You hate this movie. I think it was
I think
decent.
it's so weird and just so boring. Or it's just like not even in. I'm not trying to shit on it that much. It's just not something that I would ever think about again.
No, yeah, that's why it's funny
Yeah, true.
that he liked it so much.
Yeah, it's great. It's good. It's
So
good.
I prefer a person who does have those very specific,
Right.
like weirdo.
Can you see your mic real quick? Give a little.
This
pop.
whole thing is unusable.
Nah, we were good for most of it. I think we've been going for a while though.
Yeah, we've been going. Oh my God, did we do another 90-minuter?
I'm gonna trim this one down.
How
to
does that
an
even
hour.
happen?
You and me, baby. We make the dream work. Okay.
God, what a boring listen. Just two dudes talking about movies they can't remember watching.
I'm gonna trim the middle. We'll trim the middle part down a little bit. Get to the lunches. Get to the band.
Bands
vibes.
are good.
Yeah.
That's a good section. A good little aria we had in the middle there.
To our Apoko Bejes.
I wish we didn't talk so much about movies.
It's okay.
Yeah, I guess we like movies, so it's okay.
It's not pretentious. We like it. We actually like it, Pete. We're not trying to be fucked up.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, we had a good time. You'll be
Yeah,
back.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No.
I mean, this is it. You just toss it. You're just tossing this on when you're forgetting about life. You know.
The pod.
Forget about life for a while.
Could somebody, if somebody is hearing this is a plea.
Yes.
Make a comment and say when you like to listen to this podcast and what you like to do.
Yeah. Sure.
Make a comment. We need some likes. We need some comments.
We need some.
But
likes and
genuinely,
comments.
are you just into feet? Is it an ASMR? Are you just parasitically watching Aaron and Sophia's life? If you've heard this, because come on, it's got to be like 5 people who get to the end of a 90-minuter
sure.
without the girl.
Oh,
without the pretty girl.
my God, are you kidding
Like,
me?
I mean, you get because
I had to do a fun banner to like, get people to click on this one.
I mean, if they get this far, they deserve a fucking medal.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
comment below your
Let us
address, and we'll send
And
you
we'll
a medal.
send you a sweet, sticky, wet surprise.
What?
No, it'd be sweet.
You can be. You'll be in charge of that one.
Okay, yeah, I'll take care of the surprise.
And I won't send the medal, so you'll do just the surprise.
Yeah,
But
but your
I
address is very
I'm
important.
genuinely curious if anybody listened to the end of this.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Okay.
Sounds
Dope.
good. Pete Ticky, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
I apologize for dumping on your show just now
no,
by
this was great.
saying I doubt anyone listened to the end, but
I
imagine there's a whole generation of youth who are thrilled and excited.
all of Hershey, Pennsylvania.
All of Hershey is listening in.
A bunch of union men.
Wow, something's buzzing me, but I think it's nothing.
Nah, I can't hear it. So we're
It's
good.
Matthew Shepard.
That
Okay,
motherfucker.
I should pick that up.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Thanks.